Shut up and sit down.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rats. And of course, I am your host, Mr. Main Event himself, the often imitated, never duplicated Suicide Tim Vicious. And we're going to go over Monday Night Raw this week. Was in Birmingham, not Alabama though. No. They went across the pond in Birmingham, UK. Now, before we get into that, side note here, this is important. I do want to make sure I bring this up because, like I said, it's important. The Main Event Wrestling Network is doing a half marathon. That means 12-hour marathon. It's not the 24-hour stream like we did before. No, we are going to do a 12-hour stream Saturday, August 30th. Folks, I cannot emphasize enough on how much all of us here put in hard work for this kind of entertainment for all of you. It is really to go out of our way to show our love, not just to pro wrestling, but to show how much we all appreciate you for taking the time to see and hear all the work we do. Make sure you look for the Main Event Network. They're Main Event _net on socials, Main Event Net on YouTube. We are trying to build up the YouTube page also as well. I can't emphasize that enough. Please make sure you subscribe to that to help build that up as well. Now, with that said, we got to pay these funny little gimmicks called bills. So let's remind everyone that we are WWE Shop affiliates. So what that means is, if you are, all you got to do, you want to click, you want to, get my words right. Wade, can we edit that? Can we edit that? Oh, crap. Anyways, we are WWE Shop affiliates. So what that means is, if you want to make a purchase for any WWE item, whether it is one of those oh so nice looking North American titles, especially if they if they have that one that All Ego has been walking around with, or if you want to go and get one of those beautiful sports team championship titles, or even if it's a shirt, a collector's pin, a t-shirt, even the Finn Balor Demonito puppet. All you got to do, see that QR code on screen, scan that, or click the description tab down below, and you go to WWE Shop, you make whatever purchase you want, and we here at the Vicious Studios receive a small nominal commission. And folks, between you and me, if you got discount codes, and I mean it, you got any kind of discount code, 5, 10, 15, 20, 50, 30, whatever % off of your order, even if you have a coupon code for free overnight shipping, you could still use all of that with our affiliate link. No lie. Just throwing that out there for you. So make sure y'all check that out. Also want to remind everyone, you want to help support the show outside of watching this or clicking on the link for the affiliate link. You can pick up some Vicious Rants apparel, much like what I'm wearing right here at whatamaneuver.net. Check out the Vicious Rants shop. We got t-shirts, much like I'm wearing right now. We got tanks. We got women's tees. We got toddler tees. We got baby onesies. We got long sleeves. And folks, the autumn season and winter are right around the corner. They're slowly creeping our way up. So what better way to help make sure you stay warm and tell everyone that who you love and support than by getting that nice piece of merch. So now that we're done going over all those pleasantries, let's switch gears and talk about last week via the SmackDown Rewind. And the big highlights from last week's SmackDown, it started out with the man herself, Becky Lynch, coming out because SmackDown, for the first time ever, was in Dublin, Ireland. For the first time ever, period, a WWE show was being taped in Ireland. So this was a history-making episode here, folks. Not gonna lie on that one. But either way, Becky Lynch came out, kicked things off for the show, wound up hyping up, much like I said, this is the first TV taping of a WWE show in Ireland ever. She talked about, I used to sit over there. The one time I sat down over there, I saw Randy Orton, and I thought to myself, one day they're gonna do a show here. And then she flipped the switch and went mega heel, trashing the town, trashing the people, saying how this Irish celebrity sucks, that Irish celebrity sucks, this one, that one, all this, that, and the other. And then just basically just cutting the town too short to shit, your normal heel, crap on everything type bit, yeah. Out came Tiffany Stratton's like, listen, Becky, you should stop being so rude because these fine people are here to see you. They're not here to see you. So if you won't leave for the good people of Dublin, I'll make you. And then Becky's just like, oh, you're gonna make me. And then out, Nia's music comes out of nowhere. She storms down. Next thing you know, boom, goes right on to Tiff. And then just as it looks like a 2-on-1 beatdown, out comes Jade Cargill, who evens up the odds. Next thing you know, wind up hearing, next thing you know, Babyface is on the ring. It gets announced later on in the night that we are going to get a tag team match. Players, holla, holla, holla. So outside of that, the other highlights were The Miz and Carmelo Hayes had a match against Motor City Machine Guns. Miz and Hayes got the win there. You could tell that they're slowly building up the breakup between them two, and they're going to have Hayes be the babyface in that breakup. I'm not mad, I'm not shocked or anything. It's just, yeah, okay, it's giving them something. Let's see where you can go from there. It don't matter if you get a little or a lot. If you got a little, I want to see on how much you can make out of it. If you got a lot, I want to see if you can handle it. Charlotte had a match against Piper Niven. Unfortunately, there was no Reservoir Dogs reference this time, but beggars can't be choosers, right? I mean, I would have liked to have had a Reservoir Dogs reference again, but it is what it is. Either way, Piper wound up getting the win because Chelsea wound up raking Charlotte's eyes when the ref wasn't looking, so yeah. On a side note, also, congratulations to our longest reigning, defending first ever women's United States champion, Chelsea Green, for winning her match at NXT Heatwave over the weekend as well, with all ego Ethan Page. So, also wound up getting a promo between John Cena and Logan Paul to help hype up their match coming up at Clash. Logan Paul doing the atypical heel bullshit, I'm best, I'm here because I love this, blah, 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 blah. Cena cutting him. It felt like Cena cut him too short to shit, saying, "Halt, you're saying you're here because you love this? No, you're not. Dude, you're nothing more but a parasite, okay? You're not here because you love this. You're here to promote your name and your brand." And then he went out, flipped over all the Prime stuff. Yeah. Listen, and I don't know about anyone else, but dude, that Prime stuff tastes like crap. Like, seriously, just ugh. But I'll stick with Powerade Zero, Either way, though. Then, basically, it ended with Cena saying, "Listen, kid, I should be doing matches against the likes of Braun Breaker, AJ Styles, Roman Reigns, Finn Balor. I should be having marquee matches with top-level guys, not having one of those spots get taken away from you. So this is what I have to tell you. You better bring your game. You better bring your A game, son. Because on Saturday, if you show up and you even remotely act like you're half-assing it, I'm going to beat the shit out of you." And Logan Paul, okay, yeah, real nice, real cute. Starts to turn away. Goes for a swing, Cena catches him. Next thing, boom, hits him with an AA. So, Now, that led to the closing segment of the show where Cena, as he's leaving, Nick Aldis catches him and says, John, listen, I just spoke with Brock Lesnar. And then you see Logan Paul out of nowhere, boom, pops Cena in the face, and then, yeah, now what, John? No, woo! And then runs off. And then the show ends with Aldis yelling for medics and the camera looking at Cena as he's down on the ground. So if I had to guess, 10 get you 20, probably Cena and Lesnar at WrestlePalooza for the ESPN PLE. And I'm not even going to be mad on that because, I mean, dude, top money, you want to, if that's going to be their very first PLE on ESPN, why not overload it? Why not stack the card? Why not make it as big and as grand as humanly freaking possible, right? Maybe I'm thinking wrong here, but heaven forbid, if you're transitioning onto a new platform, you should go all out on opening night to make it look like, yeah, this is what we can do. Watch us. You know? Maybe I'm thinking wrong though. Either way, Street Profits had a match against the MFT. Profits wound up getting the win, courtesy of Jim and Sami Zayn running some interference at one point. They did also announce that this Friday coming up before the Clash that Sami is going to be challenging Solo for his coveted United States Championship. However, personally, I think they should hold off on pulling the trigger on Sami winning that just yet. Have that be a win at WrestlePalooza. But also, we wound up getting a return. Drew McIntyre came out emphasizing Cody Rhodes isn't here. Joe Tessitore, you got an update on Cody? No updates on his no updates on his medical status. What do you know? He's not here. Cody, I told you. I warned you all. Now, Cody, you better take all that time you can. Milk all that sick time you can. Take some selfies with that title. Because once you're back, that title's mine. You got no friends. You got nobody that likes you. I have been guilt-shamed 0 times over what I did to you. So Drew's basically laying it on, saying he wants Cody and his ass grass and he's going to smoke it type deal. As he's doing that, next thing you know, out of nowhere, Randy creeps up behind him. Boom! Pops him with an RKO. So Randy Orton's back. And looks like we're going to get Drew versus Randy, which I am all for. So, yay. And then we had the match with Becky and Nia against Tiff and Jade. Decent match. Tiff and Jade wound up getting the win. And yeah, that was it. So, with that said, let's start this week's show. Raw in Birmingham. It starts with the OTC, Roman Reigns, coming out, looking to be acknowledged, and he calls it like he sees it. He says point blank, listen, Cody called this almost over a year ago. And once he said that, the crowd, boo. Interesting. But I lost my title, I lost my tribe, I lost my wise man. And then, woo! Basically doing that and, See, Cody gets booed. So, yeah, he gets booed, they get cheered. Talk about weird, huh? And then Roman emphasizing about on how he wants Bronson Reed. He's going to go and whoop his ass, something fierce. And the UK crowd just eating it up. And I love when I see I don't know about anyone else, but me personally, one of my favorite things about when I watch a WWE show in the UK, it's not so much seeing the fan reaction on TV, It's when I go and I check out my phone and I see social media and I see on how people that aren't used to hearing or seeing the UK crowds act. And it wows me to no end on that. Like, you guys have never seen that? Wow, dude. That is so wow. But either way, as he's doing that, and then out comes Mein Savior Paul Heyman, along with the tribal thief, the wearer of the Shulafala, Big Bronson Reed, emphasizing on how they're going to have their match come at Clash in Paris, on how Bronson is going to beat him, and on how he's the type of Samoan that his dad and his uncle wish they were, and he's the kind that his family warned him to stay away from. And then Roman, thou missing a beat. Paul, you're Samoan. Damn, son. That means I own you. What? Come on, come in here. Come in here, talk to your tribal chief. We'll fix this up right here, right now. Like, without missing a damn beat, he did that. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Next thing you know, though, they wound up brawling, and eventually they wound up brawling. Bronson went to go and try and take Roman's kicks again. Roman stopped them. They wound up going some more, and then it got to the point they had to get pulled apart. So, yeah. Now we come to our first match of the night. Dragon Lee versus JD McDonagh. And Dragon Lee, he was leading at the start with JD leading into the commercial break. Some good back and forth post-break where there was a spot where Dom was trying to go and run interference. Wound up getting halted by AJ Styles, and that which wound up costing JD because he didn't have any backup out there. Dragon Lee wound up getting the win with doing a move they call Graves and Cole said is called Operation Dragon. So he did that, got the 1, 2, 3. Next up we got Penta going against Kofi, Kingston, and before we get into this match, we need to emphasize one thing right here, right now. Xavier Woods' sense of fashion is something out there, like, wow. Okay, long sleeveless trench coat with a top hat. Like, and it just like, wow. You know, I thought that was cool. But, yeah. Either way, now they're trying to make the New Day are now trying to make a band for the Mexican Destroyer. That's a side thing they're doing. But as far as this match went, good start where really there wasn't anyone trying to lead the match into the commercial break. There was more like a feeling out and going into it. After the break, though, Kofi, he was leading and Kofi actually wound up, much to my surprise, wound up getting the win. I was not expecting it, but he did. He got the Trouble in Paradise, so some interference, but he got the win, 1, 2, 3. Next up, we got women's action. Rhea Ripley against Roxxane Prez, and yeah, on this one, much like what you would expect. Roxxane at the start was getting manhandled, or woman-handled, I should say, by Rhea. Rhea, she was leading at the start with the power game over Roxy. Roxy was leading into the commercial break, though, and started working on Rhea's one leg. And just, yeah, it was good action. I dug it. Rhea wound up getting the win, though, doing a Riptide post-match. 2-on-1, or not a 2-on-1, but it started to lead into a fight where it looked like it was going to be. And then EO came out, helped even things up. Now, to give a little context here, EO and Rhea wound up having a conversation earlier before the match with them saying, hey, listen, there's been some tension, and so why don't we just keep our distance for a bit, so that way Asuka, Kairi can cool down. There's no fighting amongst anyone. You know, get along. Basically. Now, after the match, then you saw Asuka come over, start screaming and yelling and berating Io. Io starts screaming back, and I don't know what it is, but a pissed off, angry Asuka, well, kind of does something for me. I'm just gonna leave it at that because I know certain people are watching and listening to this. Moving forward, though, outside of that, it was, yeah, Rhea like I said, Rhea got the win with the Riptide. Wait, I did mention that already, right? Yeah, okay. Next up, we got AJ Styles going up against Finn Balor. That's right, Hoots. We got the first gen leader of the Biz Cliz going against the second gen leader of the Biz Cliz again. And this came to be because after JD's match, Finn wound up saying, what are we going to do about the AJ problem? Because Dom was talking about on how AJ wound up costing it, made him run out, and that cost JD, blah, blah, blah. They said, Dom suggested, well, Finn, why don't you have a match against him tonight? That's a good idea. I think I'll go talk to Pierce about that. Okay, so then we get to here. So as far as this match went, really good, solid back and forth. Balor leading into the break. Both guys going shot for shot on it. Just, I really can't argue whenever they do this. And I can't say that this was on free TV, but it was not on a PLA. This was on their normal, run-of-the-mill flagship television show. So that's the part that's really cool. Either way, good match. AJ wound up getting the win, hitting the Styles Clash. And now we come to our main event of the night. It was the big bad booty nephew himself, Bron Breakker, against L.A. Knight. Yeah, dummy. Yeah, let me talk to you. Now you see, you got big Bron Breakker, that big old musclehead, walking along with that 500-pound tub of goo. Paul Heyman right next to him. You think they're going to go out there and go and think to themselves they're getting the win? Nah. Because as they're walking their way on down the ring, they got big old Bronson Reed, another 500-pound tub of goo with him. And what happens? Boom. Roman shows up out of nowhere, throws a Superman punch, winds up taking out Breakker, then goes after Reed. Them two scatter off camera, and then you see LA Knight go and just start wailing on Bron all the way up into the ring and into the commercial break. They come back, you see Knight leading for a good bit, and then Bron, once he got his second win, that was all she wrote, because then Bron wound up was just like, no, I got the steering wheel now, bitch. And then Bron was just pretty much leading the pace from then on, once he got his second win. And match was good. I thought that was interesting. I liked that. I liked the opening, and I liked on how Knight was leading right up until Bron caught his second win, and then next thing you know, it was, oh, I can play now. My turn, and then went in. So, match came to an end when Seth came down, distracted LA Knight, which then gave Bron the opportunity to go and spear LA Knight and get the win for the 1-2-3. Afterwards, it was a post-fight where all four guys for the Fatal 4-Way at Clash wound up being out there. And then, as you see, Seth and his boys, Seth going and holding Breakker back like, whoa, wait, let them. Because you see Punk literally walk over LA Knight to go check on Jay, and then you see Knight get up like, what? What's up? What's up with this? You just walk on over me? You don't even bother to check and see if I'm alright? And then two start shoving, getting in each other's face, shoving at each other. Punk pushes Knight into Jay, and then Knight pushes Punk. He falls on his ass. Next thing you know, they go and they start swinging at each other. And then Knight catches a super kick. Everyone starts going at each other. It ends with Jey Uso standing tall in the ring, with Seth just looking, cackling and laughing maniacally like, thinking, yeah, them three are going to implode and rip each other to shreds, and I'm going to just pick the scraps. Which, as the world champ who's a heel, heaven forbid, may think that kind of way. Because, you know, some people may be against that idea. Either way, that is it for this week's show, folks. So, much like I always tell you, please make sure you go back, like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes when you can. Look for me on the Twitter at Tim Vicious. Also, folks, do not forget to look for the Main Event Network on social media, Main Event _net, as well as their YouTube page, Main Event Net. Thank you to contributor to the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. They're a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Thank you. Also, folks, don't forget to check out these cats right here on that Twitter. DSB_Ivy. You heard me say them 3 times now. Main Event _net, the Main Event Wrestling Network account. Sergeant Curry Pants, 3 Count Thursday, as well as D Dryer 1986. And folks, like I said earlier, look for me on the Twitter, Tim Vicious. 99% of social media, Tim Vicious is me. And like I always tell ya, you love me great, you hate me. Well,
Shut up and sit down.
fuck it.